May was stacked with war films, horror flicks, game adaptations, and some absolutely bonkers animation. Some banged, some bombed, and one even made me question humanity. And puppets? Let's break it all down. Before we dive into this cinematic chaos, smash that like button to appease the almighty algorithm overlords, and subscribe, or they'll shadow ban my snack breaks. Start with Warfare. It's a very visceral and intimate look at war without much political context other than war is hell. I find it difficult to criticize such a personal experience, especially since it was directed by Ray Mendoza alongside Alex Garland. Ray Mendoza was actually there during this, and I can definitely see why he would want to get this story out. Overall, it was good. It takes place in real time during the 90-minute runtime, and the violence is very real. I think the thing that holds it back for me is the casting of very well-known actors took me out a bit, and it's very much not a typical movie structure. I would compare this to Black Hawk Down, but Black Hawk Down feels more like a movie. This feels like more of an experience. And I prefer Black Hawk Down. And it's not a pleasant movie-going experience, but it was still good for what it was. And it wasn't supposed to be pleasant. So I'd give Warfare a 3.5 out of 5. If you love these visceral war movies, yeah, this is probably right up your alley. And it doesn't pull any punches. I also watched Until Dark. And I only played a little bit of the video game. I didn't finish it. I did play all the way through the quarry. I dug the quarry. But I didn't play that much of Until Dark, so I don't have much of an affinity for the source material. But seeing the trailer, it made sense, the concept of it. It's like Groundhog Day, but for a slasher movie. And I like that concept, and it did have a few fun moments and some really great kills. But ultimately, it was pretty mediocre and forgettable. It does what it can to be an adaptation to a game where your decisions in a game shape the direction of the story. But I felt like the movie got a little too bogged down by the lore of the game, trying to just make everyone happy. So I'd give Until Dark a 2.5 out of 5. I'm right down the middle of it. It's fine. It's an okay movie to throw on late at night, but I feel like everyone's just going to forget it. I don't think it made anyone happy. I don't think it made fans of the game happy, or just general audiences. Now, apparently they filmed multiple endings for this, and one was chosen by the test audience. I'd love to see the other endings because, I don't know, I think the ending fell flat for me. I also watched Frewaka. It's another Shudder original, I think, and it's about a student nurse confronts a haunted past while caring for a paranoid old woman in rural Ireland. It's a well-made movie, but again, it's very slow and plotting. It's one of those folk horror movies. And man, I've been saying the same thing about a lot of these movies, which I decided not to dedicate a whole video review for it. And it's not bad by any means. It's just very, like I said, slow and plotting. And if it feels like you've seen this movie before, just from reading the synopsis, you have. It's another 2.5 out of 5. It's just right down the middle. Not offensively bad or anything. It's just mediocre, really, in a sea of great horror films. Now, I'm not really into folk horror, but if you're into folk horror, you might vibe with this much better than I did. It's just right down the middle for me. I just can't highly recommend it. Now for TV shows, I also watched Love, Death, Robots. I was going to do a video on this, but I just didn't get around to this in time, and I feel if I just made a video, it wouldn't get any views because it's been out for a week and a half, and I just had so much to watch. And the season was fine. I don't think it lived up to the previous seasons, and I found it a bit more consistent than Secret Level that we also reviewed. Let me just say it's baffling. They started with a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert with marionette puppets. I don't get the decision of that. I didn't really care about that. Nothing against Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's just, why is this on Love, Death, Robots? There's no love, there's no death, and there's no robots. There's no twist to it. It's just a fucking concert. Close Encounters of the Mini Kind was super fun. I love these ones where it's a little mini people and it's just going like in 5x speed, and you get to see basically an extraterrestrial war in fast forward where everyone dies. So I like this one quite a bit. Spider Rose was fine. I got the been there, done that thing, and I feel like with similar stories, they've had better ones in the previous volumes. It's not bad, it's just and I don't know. I felt it was a little ugly too. But yeah, just the same as some other stories they did, but the other ones are much more compelling. 400 Boys was worth a watch. I think it was a little too much setup, but the final part's definitely worth it. And I dug the art style and music too. So just seeing a bunch of people on rollerblades slaughtering gigantic babies. The other large thing I dug as well, I think it's a prequel to the one where cats took over the world, and this is what led up to it with the smart technology and everything. I like the art style too. I love how disgusting they made the humans look in this, but I'm a cat person, so I'm gonna like this. And I thought it was a fun short. Golgotha was good. I think it's the first fully live action entry in the series, I believe. And I love everything Rhys Darby is, really. He was fantastic in Our Flag Means Death, and just seeing him as a priest who's trying to stop aliens from destroying the world and invading it, I think, and then he just fucks it all up. I think it's pretty funny, and his casting definitely sells that. The Screaming of the Tyrannosaur I liked quite a bit, even with the Mr. Beast cameo. I love the action juxtaposed with the Chinese poem, and yeah, there was a lot of cool action in this, and that's what I watch Love, Death, Robots for. They also give some character depth by showing their interactions with each other rather than just telling it. It's a fun short. How Zeke Got Religion is probably my favorite of the season. I see Love, Death, Robots as a modern day heavy metal, and this one gave me strong heavy metal vibes. It's almost like Lovecraftian in a way, this one, and the art is just fan-fucking-tastic as well. Yeah, just horrific, thrilling, and one hell of a short. Smart Appliances, Stupid Owners is probably the worst of the season. It just seemed like a lame concept that was thrown in for the comic relief of the season. I think The Other Large Thing did a better job. This is just basically Smart Appliances griping about how they're being used. It's bottom of the barrel humor, really. And For He Can Creep was a lot of fun. I'm all for these stories with cats. We get 2 cat episodes this season, which I'm down. I'm always down for a cat story. I love the art style, and seeing the cats attempt to outsmart the devil is pretty fun and a good way to end the season. But yeah, I dug this one, and overall, I think I'd give this season a 3.5 out of 5. I think they're getting away from the point of the series, but there are definitely some bangers in this season. Yeah, it's worth checking out. I forgot to add this to my notes, but I also watched Tom Segura's Bad Thoughts. I got about 3 episodes in, and this show fucking sucks. I'm sorry, like I can't do it anymore. I used to be a fan of Tom Segura, but it just seems like comedians who get very popular become less relatable, and for me, a comic needs to be relatable for them to be funny. I mean, his stand-up sort of still hits. I hate his podcast, and the shit he's been saying lately is just, I'm not a fan of him. But I didn't hold that back from me for checking out Bad Thoughts. I Think You Should Leave. I love sketch comedy. And this is just bathroom humor, constant bathroom humor. It's not that funny. And it's wild that he gets some of the stars that he gets on here. It's not good. Yeah, I would give it a 0.5 probably. I didn't watch the whole season, so maybe that's unfair, but yeah, he's fallen out of favor with me, and it's a shame. But even the show sucks. I was hoping for something funny to watch while I wait for the next season of Tim Robinson's show, but I think I'll stick with Tim Robinson. On the other side of the spectrum, see what I did there? I watched The Rehearsal, which is one of the most brilliant comedy series I have ever watched. Nathan Fielder is a modern day Andy Kaufman. Is this really how he is? Is it an act? Is it a little bit of both? In this one, he tackles aviation disasters and pilot communication. And as he does that, he touches on multiple facets of life while dodging an official autism diagnosis. It ranges from aviation disasters to interpersonal neurosis. So 5 out of 5, I cannot recommend the show enough. It's absurd, brilliant, and deeply existential. And Nathan Fielder, along with Tim Robinson, are basically pushing the bounds of comedy today. And Nathan Fielder continues to blur the reality and the comedy masterfully. And to round it out, I watched the final season of Big Head, which was great. And I'm sad to see one of my favorite comedy series ending, but it ends on a high note. So when I first watched this, the first few episodes in 2017, I found it to be a little too graphic for my taste. I was not used to them just talking about cum and stuff all the time. But the more episodes I watched, the more I saw how brilliantly written this show really is. It touches on both sex education and a variety of emotions that kids go through during puberty. And without any filter and with some rapid fire jokes. Like, they're so rapid fire, I feel like I'll probably need to revisit this series sometime just to grasp on everything that's thrown at you. And despite the graphic nature of what kind of made me clutch my pearls, I think it's age appropriate for middle school and junior high kids. They talk about this shit. This is highly educational, and I think it would make them feel at peace with how they feel. Just a fantastic show. Overall, I give this season and series a 4.5 out of 5. It's much smarter than you realize on the surface. It's just a fantastic show. And I hope they revisit it sometime with some sort of holiday special or something. But what was your favorite watch in May? Did I totally miss something that you loved? Drop your underrated picks in the comments below. Make sure to hit like to appease the algorithm gods, and if you like these sort of overviews of stuff I haven't reviewed, then maybe subscribe and check out more of our reviews in the playlist below. And I'll see you later. Bye.